Welcome back, trainers. So all of the leagues are going to be open today at 1 p.m. PDT. So you could potentially bring your rank up to 7 if you haven't done so already. So you're going to be able to receive that Elite TM at the end of Season 1 on May 1st. Now we're going to go ahead and go over all of the legacy moves that you could potentially learn here. So starting off with Frenzy Plant, we have Venusaur, Meganium, Sceptile, and Torterra. Scratch for Charmeleon. Ember for Charizard. Ninetales, Rapidash, and Moltres. Sky Attack for Moltres, Wing Attack for Charizard and Pidgeot, which is going to be pretty interesting. Blast Burn for Charizard, Typhlosion, Blaziken, and Infernape. Flamethrower for Charizard, Ninetales, and Magby. Hidden Power on Suicune. Smackdown for Tyranitar. Hydro Cannon on Blastoise, Feraligatr, Swampert, and Empoleon. Synchronoise on Gardevoir and Glade. Grass Knot on Breloom. We've been over a few of these in my last video. And remember, the shadow forms of these are going to be eligible as well. Bug Bite, Butterfree, Beedrill, Parasect, and Venomoth. Steel Wing for Scyther and Togetic. Bug Buzz for Scyther. Sacred Sword for Cobalion. Air Slash for Pidgeot. Twister for Sparrow and Pharaoh. Gunk Shot for Ekans. Present Pikachu, Surf Pikachu, Thunder Pikachu, and Raichu. Thunder Shock, Zapdos, very interesting. Rock Tomb for Sandshrew and Ammonite. Rock Throw for Omnistar. Rock Smash for Hitmonchan. Fury Cutter for Nidoking and Kabuto. Yawn for Snorlax. Pound for Clefable and Jinx. Fire Blast for Ninetales and Ponyta. Body Slam for Jigglypuff, Meowth, Lickitung, Eevee, Cleffa, Igglybuff, Slacking, and Licky Licky. Struggle Bug, Shedinja, Earth Power, Flygon, Rock Wrecker, Rhyperior, Hurricane, Articuno, another interesting one, Megahorn, Rhydon, Play Rough, Jigglypuff, Sludge Bomb, Zubat, Sludge Wave, Gengar, Dark Pulse, Gengar, Ominous Wind, Golbat, and Ghastly. Mud Shot, that's going to be Fast Move, Diglett, and Kingler. Night Slash Persian, rest in peace, my Persian stash, including the Legacy one. Karate Chop for Primeape and Machamp. Outrage for Salamence. Meteor Mash for Metagross. Karate Chop for Primeape and Machoke. Bite for Arcanine. Bulldoze for Arcanine. Scold for Poliwhirl. Submission for Poliwrath, Machamp, and Pinsir. Counter for Alakazam. Dazzling Gleam for Alakazam. Psychic for Alakazam. Gengar and Cleffa. Low Kick for Machop. Stone Edge for Machamp and Blaziken. I'll be giving you my thoughts down the line here regarding those, if it's actually worth using an Elite TM on those to get Stone Edge. Razor Leaf for Weeping Bell. Rock Slide for Graveler, Onix, and Omnistar. Cut for Farfetch'd. Swit for Doduo. Water Gun on Seal, Feraligatr, and Kingdra. Now that could be a pretty interesting combo, seeing that Feraligatr does have the Community Day Hydro Cannon, and Kingdra does have that new move as well. Thunderbolt for Elekid, Aqua Jet, for Seal and Dugong, which Dugong is going to be Legacy, pretty interesting. You could have 3 Legacy moves on that. Ice Shard for Dugong, Lapras, and Delibird. Ice Punch for Jinx. Ice Beam for Lapras. Ice Wind for Dugong, and Seeking. Guys, Seeking is a really interesting one. Really crazy. Lick for Muck, Haunter, and Gengar. Blizzard for Cloyster. And I want you to take a look at the Sims here on the side. Pretty crazy. And Seadra. Sucker Punch for Ghastly. Quick Attack for Delibird. Iron Head for Onix. Psyshock for Hypno, which is something you may want to consider thinking about. Signal Beam for Voltorb and Porygon. Tackle for Electrode and Starmie and Porygon. Last Resort for all of the EV evolutions. Heat Wave for Flareon. Zen Headbutt for Electrode, Porygon, Togepi, and Togetic. Stomp for Hitmonlee and Kangaskhan. Brick Break for Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan, and Kangaskhan. Signal Beam for Chansey, Starmie, and Porygon. Discharge for Porygon and Zapdos. That could be pretty interesting on both of those for sure. Especially Porygon with Lock On, and then Zapdos with Thundershock. Power Whip for Tangela. Ancient Power for Mamoswine. Poison Jab for Seeking. Drill Run for Seeking. Such a weird Pokemon with weird moves. Dragon Tail for Gyarados. Dragon Pulse for Gyarados, Lapras, and Dragonite Ampharos. That could be interesting for your Lapras for sure. Earthquake Politoed. Brine, Ammonite. Draco Meteor, Dragonite, Psystrike, Mewtwo, and Armor Mewtwo, and then Shadow Ball Mewtwo, and then Hyper Beam Mewtwo. So if you're wondering, can you get Psystrike and Shadow Ball on the same Mewtwo? Well, folks, it looks like you most definitely can. All right, traders, so there you have all of the legacy moves in Pokemon Go, so you can go ahead and make your decision on what you want. Now, obviously, a good portion of these. Most of these you don't really want to waste this on. What I'm thinking, and I'm going to suggest this to you like I did in my last video. Basically, I'm going to hold on to them. Now, if you have, say, Shadow Pokemon with perfect PvP IVs, they're not fully evolved quite yet, I would honestly wait until the end of the year rolls around for a potential, mass community day in which you can evolve those Shadow Pokemon, and hopefully you did TM away frustration so you can get the community day move, because if you didn't, you're not going to be able to in the first place. But wait till then instead of using an Elite TM, which is going to be extremely valuable, unless you wanted that starter Shadow right now for PvP. Otherwise, I'm going to be saving mine for, say, legendaries that I have maxed out for when they do receive some sort of exclusive move, like we were discussing Groudon with Precipice Blades. I have a 100 maxed out. I have a shiny maxed out. When they release that signature move, what am I going to do? Go out there, catch another one, use all the resources to power it up, the Stardust, the candies again. I think it's going to be so much well worth it if you just simply take your Elite TM and TM away your possibly 100 legendary that you already have maxed out to receive that signature move once it is released in the game. Simple as that. Because think about all the resources, all of the rare candies, all the time you spent trying to get the stuff in the first place to power up that Pokemon. You're going to have to do it all over again for that signature one. And if you have the time, the resources, and the people to help you do so, then by all means, go for it. But for a lot of us, investing in a legendary, completely maxing them out is a lot of work. And then you're going to be stuck with the lesser one like we've been discussing, but you're going to simply be able to TM them. So honestly, that is one of the best routes that you could personally go down to use your Elite TM, is wait for signature moves to be released. Now, if you're really big into PvP, you could totally just go for one of these Pokemon, whatever you want. Doesn't really matter, right? The Hypno with Side Strike is going to be pretty good. I personally have one. I use it in the Great League. It works fantastic. And also you have several other things in here. Now let's talk about, I don't know, Blaziken and Machamp with Stone Edge. A lot of people are kind of hyped for those. Will they actually be able to help you pull wins? Will it be useful? I'm sure it will help you in some situations, some circumstances, but let's think about it like this. You're using Blaziken, and the opponent's not going to expect a Stone Edge for sure. Say you're going up against a, I don't know, Altaria, and you somehow were able to get to Stone Edge and get it off, and they let it go through thinking it was just going to be a Fire type move. Sure, that's going to help you out, or some other circumstance where you're going up against a Flying type, right, or anything weak to Rock. As far as Machamp, it has Rock Slide. You can get it off a little bit sooner, and people more than likely may shield up the Rock Slide if it's going to be super effective to their Pokemon. If they let it go through thinking, okay, I'll be able to survive this Rock Slide with a bit of HP and take them out with quick moves, I'm not going to shield up. But then you hit them with a Stone Edge and it takes them out. There are going to be situations like that where it is going to help you out. As far as, oh my gosh, this is the new thing on the map, this is going to be crazy, everybody's going to have it. Not necessarily. There's going to be a few in here that are going to be absolutely fantastic. Zapdos with Thundershock. Are you kidding me? So there's all kinds of different combinations that you guys can do here with the potential Community Day Pokemon, Shadow Pokemon, and then using your Elite TMs or Elite Quick TMs to get those old legacy moves and making all kinds of different combinations here. Pretty exciting stuff. I'm going to say this straight up, though. A lot of these Pokemon on the list here are not going to necessarily be something you want to use it on. This is just all of the available legacy move Pokemon that you could potentially get here. Like I've described already, you kind of almost want to just save them for when they release legendary Pokemon with their signature moves that you've already got maxed out. So you have a 100 shiny or a 100 or a 98 or something with a good IV legendary maxed out with even a secondary move at this point. You're going to want to save those Elite TMs for those Pokemon when they do get their signature moves. That's going to be one of the best ways to save yourself a lot of resources for sure. So if my mic did sound a little weird, my voice kept fluctuating between clear and then a little bit muffled, guys, I just destroyed my mic. I literally just destroyed it, like in that movie where he destroys that fax machine or whatever it was. I can't take it anymore. This mic it was okay at first. It was really good, but all of a sudden my voice starts cutting out. It sounds muffled. I record myself for a good, I don't know, 20 minutes sometimes, and I go back and listen to it, and it just sounds like I put a sock over my face and you can barely hear me, and then I have to do it all over again while maintaining the interactions and the emotions and all the same reactions that I was doing, which is kind of annoying. Holy cow. Anyways, there you have it, trainers. Thanks to PokéMiners for finding this information. We'll have a link in the description, and I will be keeping you up to date on everything Pokemon Go as we go into all of the leagues. I'm excited to do my battles later and bring you guys what happens. Thanks for watching, trainers, and I'll be catching you all next time. Take care.